In this video, we'll guide you through deploying and using Onepanel in under 5 minutes. First, create a GKE cluster using the GKE CLI. We recommend starting with 2 N1 standard 4 nodes for best performance. Before going further, make sure to sync Kubernetes configurations with your machine. Next, download Onepanel's Management CLI. Make sure the CLI has the correct permissions and then move it to your bin folder. Run the version command to confirm installation is complete. Next, run the init command to generate the configuration templates for your cluster. Open the params.yml with your preferred text editor. Start with the namespace you wish to use. And then, add the domain where Onepanel services would run and the fully qualified domain where Onepanel UI and API would run. Next, populate node pool options by adding the label, name and value options. A common label to identify these is beta.kubernetes.io/instance-type, which most cloud providers automatically set. And then, populate the information for your preferred object storage provider, in this case, AWS S3. In the database section, you can add a managed database or use the in-cluster database. See docs for more information. Once complete, run the apply command to start the deployment process. Note the DNS record configuration and go to your DNS provider. In this case, we're using Google DNS to set up a record set. Once DNS setup is complete, run the command to get the admin token. Then copy and paste token into login page to start using the platform. You have now successfully deployed Onepanel. For this next part, we'll walk you through running your first CVAT workspace for annotating your data. First, click Create Workspace. Select the CVAT template and enter a name for your workspace. Select a node pool that Onepanel will use. CVAT requires at least 16 GB of RAM. Next, add the directory you want Onepanel to pull raw input data and store the training output. Note that this directory needs to be in a folder with the same name as your namespace. Click Create and Run to launch your CVAT workspace. Once CVAT is running, click View. In CVAT, click Create New Task. Enter a name for your task, and then under Constructor tab, add your labels. Under Select Files, click Connected File Share. Depending on the size and number of files from your object storage location above, it should have already synced here. Click Submit, and then click the Tasks menu item to go to the Tasks list. Next, you can manually annotate this data or click Automatic Annotation. Before proceeding, note that the automatic annotation models have been pre-trained on the COCO dataset. If your classes aren't in that dataset, then you would have to manually label your data at this time. Select RCNN Object Detector and click Submit. Once automatic annotation is complete, click the task number, and then click the job number. You can then quality check the annotated data and make any adjustments. To start training your object detection model, click Execute Training Workflow. Select one of the built-in training workflows. You can use Mask RCNN training for semantic segmentation, or in this case, TF Object Detection training for object detection. Update hyperparameters and other settings. You can refer to the documentation for more information. Select the CPU and GPU image depending on your needs, and then select a corresponding node pool. For checkpoint path, leave empty since this is the first time you're training this model. Once done, click Submit and click on the link to view your training workflow. Workflows in Onepanel can be used for model training as well as data processing. You can also view real-time logs for each task in the workflow. Once training workflow is complete, models and logs are automatically uploaded to your default object storage. The trained model is also going to be available in the annotation workspace that you used earlier. You can also download the model file and logs from the task information panel in this workflow.